Getting ready. Hey everybody, it's Super Pack. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the most disappointing game you have received or purchased. Pretty sure there's plenty of them out there. And why not? You know, can't have all good games. Some of them, just kind of bought it, you had high hopes for it, and you kind of like, okay, I'll give this game a chance, and you play it for some more. Like, And I tell you, there are so many clues that a game may not live up to the expectations of the hype, you know, of the advertising, you know, that kind of stuff. So, up there on the Pac-Man board, we have a picture of rather most disappointing game art out there. That would be the dreaded Mega Man. And if you recall this turned out to be a fantastic game, don't get me wrong. But, you know, you walk into the store and you see that there up on the shelf, and you look at it and it's like, what the hell is this? It's all discombobulated. It looks like somebody in grade school put that together with, you know, bad watercolors. Or you could, believe it or not, they've made crap like this. This is Custer's Revenge. Now this was adult gaming back in the Atari 2600 days, and when you consider the fine graphics of the Atari 2600, you kind of wonder what could they possibly do. Well, I'm not going to show you what they possibly did, but it's horrible. Or you could talk about that. That is Link, The Faces of Evil. This was made for the Philips CDI. Sadly, I actually have this. This is a game that is quite atrocious. Nintendo and Philips were going to pretty much partner up and make some games for each other, and it turned out a little horrible. Quite horrible. So, we're not going to talk about any of those. We're going to be talking about my personal most disappointing game that I had. It's a great disappointing game of all time. In fact, it's probably arguably one of the most disappointing games ever. So one Christmas, I got this game 3 times. I got it from my mom. I got it from my grandmother, which is rare because they you know, pretty much plan out who's going to give what and all that. But I think they were kind of holding back to each other of this particular item, and I got it from my best friend as well. Again, it was supposed to be the greatest game. They spent a lot of money on this game. This is an Atari game, Atari 2600 as a matter of fact, and they spent $500,000. And back in 1982 days, those were huge dollars, and they spent so much money on getting the rights to make this game that, with all the negotiations involved, that they had only about 6 weeks from start to finish. In other words, from the concept of the programming to the actual package on the shelf, 6 whole weeks to get this game out for us to play. Now, considering this is the same guy who came out with Yar's Revenge for the Atari 2600, one of the greatest games ever made, oh man, what a clunker this was. And this would be, oh, I forgot to mention this game. I saw this when I'm like, what the hell is this? Super Duper Sumos. No, this is not the game. Although, I might just have, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this package before. I might have to check it out just for out of curiosity factor. No, it's this one, E.T., the Extra Terrestrial for the 2600. And I have to admit, you know, I was excited to put in my Atari, and you hear the game, you hear the, if you want to call it music, the one-note music of the main theme from E.T. It's okay, interesting face there as well. And well, you run away from an FBI agent. You run away from a doctor. Elliot comes and helps you out. Of course, you grab Reese's Pieces along the way, but for whatever reason, there's a whole heck of a lot of pits that you fall into. One of the most holiest cities, I guess, in all of video game land. You keep just falling down. Of course, you would raise your neck to help elevate you out of the pit, and then you just wind up right back in it again as you just fall and fall and fall and fall. You pick up pieces of the of your phone along the way. You find them in various pits. Might even find a flower. If you do find a flower, that's sort of an extra life for you. But slowly your energy winds down. As the more you move, the more you fall, and there's a lot of falling. And of course, raising yourself back up out of that pit. Then of course you're going to get caught by the FBI. He brings you to one of the buildings. You're going to get caught by the doctor, examine you repeatedly, because examining you the first time is just simply not enough. And you have to escape them each and every time. You have to build your phone and then find your ship, and hopefully you'll get the hell out of there. And yes, that is the premise of the game. Concept-wise, pretty good. Gameplay-wise, we'll take a look at it in just a moment. So we're going to actually play a little bit of this clunker. Oh man, but like I said, I have 3 of them. I actually still have all 3 of them. I never gave them up. I never returned them. It was the thought that counts. I was brought up that way, where you thought you bought the greatest game that were ever to be, and well, it turns out not everyone thought so. It was at the time one of the highest selling games of all video games, but was also one of the highest returned video games. And was returned and unsold so much that it wound up. I'm about to go through the pictures through here, and they actually wound up burying a lot of them, along with other unsold games, into a landfill. And lo and behold, that was a large rumor that existed for many, many years. And some kid actually went out and did a great deal of research and found where they were. Made a whole documentary on it. I believe it was on Netflix. But fascinating story. Going back to the pictures. My wife showed me this recently. I thought this was really, really neat. There's a little thing out there called Tiny Arcade. And it's small, miniature, playable arcade games and such. And other knickknacks that are out there, like blow dryers and Viewmasters. You can believe that. Record players and so forth. But they actually have a whole series of video games, and I have a whole bunch of them myself. I have Cubert, Dig Dug, Ms. Pac-Man, Galaga, Pac-Man, and Frogger, and also a cocktail table of Galaga, at least Japanese variety kind. But they made this. This is an Atari 2600. It's a playable Atari 2600. It comes with a whole mess of games, and it has yet another disappointing game there on its screen there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's Pac-Man. Pac-Man for the 2600. I almost considered this one as well. This one had a humongous load of hype thrown at you, the viewer, when they put out that commercial brigade of... They even got Mr. Hooper from Sesame Street, Will Lee, to play along in that commercial. And again, a game that I loved in the arcades. I played it. I had the Coleco tabletop thing. Of course, this thing came out. And it was I guess it resembled Pac-Man, that you run around as a yellow ball eating things. You're being chased by ghosts. But that's about it. So there's the Atari games. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch the capture here in just a second. We're going to go and play E.T. And we're going to do that in here in just a moment. But first, I have to hit pause. Alrighty, we are ready. And you're going to hear the fateful sound of the game. Ah! It's E.T. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put it out. Oh, I forgot how bad this is. I forgot how bad this is. You know, we're just going ahead and hit the... Yes, oh my goodness. There we go. Now, before we get started, it wasn't that E.T. Again, it's not a bad game. It really wasn't. There were worse things out there. Somebody was out there walking. Let's see who's after me here. Why is my controller not working? Okay, so the FBI agent comes and takes away your stuff. The doctor comes around and comes and gets you. Take away my... Yep, bastard. There it is. Nothing. Okay, there is something there. And just as I go and try to go find something, he comes and takes me away. Okay, there is one of the phone pieces. As I lose energy. Yes. Get away from me. Okay, found another one. Wish I had soft landed there. It is amazing that people just don't fall. Of course, they walk faster than you. Now, we see that symbol. Elliot comes and gives you whatever. Of course, we see that symbol. Tell them to go away. They go back to their... Of course. Of course. They took away one of your phone pieces, by the way. It's been so long since I played this. So one of the key elements to this game is simply the frustration. That'll advance you to the next board. Where is the question mark? Where is the bloody... Okay, that's the landing site. Might as well just stay in here. I'm a lot safer here. So that's pretty much the concept of the game. As you can see, you're constantly being hounded by the FBI agents who takes crap away from you. Even your damn Reese's Pieces. You're constantly being kidnapped by the doctor so he can examine the heck out of you. And Elliot, it's kind of a safe haven, if you will. No more than one character, other than you, of course, no more than one other character can appear on the screen at a time. It's something of a limitation of the game itself. Otherwise, you think you'd like to see all three of them at one point. Fortunately, you're given tools to help get you out of danger, but you have to scrounge around for them. And of course, just finding the stupid pieces is a bit of a challenge in its own right. And look at that, there's some guy waiting right for me. Like I said, falling. Ah, jeez. Go away. Now, fortunately, there is a version. There are 3 settings to this game. This is the hardest one. This is setting 1. Setting 2, I believe, leaves the doctor out so you don't get kidnapped left and right. The third one is you just have Elliot. The way this game has been going, I might just play that. Okay, I found a piece of the phone that got taken from me, and gets put back into its pit of despair. Bastard. Now, of course, let go of me. Go away. That's right, go away. Or stay there. Just do the dance of shame as I continue playing this thing until the doctor comes back. And you're still there. Looking for the eating symbol. There is one here on this board somewhere. Because every step I take, I lose energy. I don't want to go up. I already found a piece. Watch him be right there by the FBI agent. Yeah, of course. There we go. So I ate the Reese's Pieces. That gave me energy back. Oh, that's close. I'm rather curious as to what pit did I fall into. Of course. This is painful. Oh, go away. So imagine there you put it into your console for the first time. Your family's watching you play, and they're just as baffled as you are as what the heck is going on. And I think that's the legacy of ET. Wow. Making any move, I fall right back into the pit because of where I precariously got placed. Lord. Okay, somebody, yeah, just go back. Go away. So now I have no phone pieces. I have one Reese's Pieces left. I'm down in the bottom of a pit. There's a doctor coming right for me. And the FBI agent likes to steal shit from me. Great. And this is an 18 and over thing. Just to let you know. This might be a fitting end. Yep, fitting. Really? Ah! Hey, there's the flower. There's your extra life, if you get that. And look at that happy face there at the top. And if you haven't figured it out, that little thing up there at the top, that's kind of the, well, it gives you clues. It tells you where you're going to go if you raise your neck. So in other words, if there's an arrow there, it will take you to the screen below or to the screen adjacent to you. There's a little, bullseye thing you saw. Well, that's eating a Reese's Pieces. Now here it's going to levitate me up. That's going to take me to the screen down, up, of course. Yeah, you know what? Just take me. That didn't look right. That really didn't look right. Too late, Elliot. Oh, that's right. You can't be on the screen at the same time. I give up. Yeah. You also have to find the place where to call your ship, by the way. Yeah. I don't even know where the heck that is. Because I keep getting kidnapped. And they keep taking my stuff. And I keep falling down pits. Like that. Well, tell you what. We're going to, let's see what we can do here. Honestly, yeah. Tough call. But I want to actually show you how to do that. So, like I said, without falling into every pit throughout the entire lovely city, okay, whoop, there it is. That's where the ship's going to come and get me. I got to remember where that is. So now, we fall right into a pit. Ah, there's one there. Okay, we're on our way to getting our ship, getting our phone together. Yeah, why not? Sure. And you do want to scout around, all around, because you don't know where that call symbol will be. We know it's not where the houses and buildings are. We know it's not where the landing area is. It could be there too. Okay, I don't want... Ah, there it is. Alright, let's take a look at it there. Kind of reminds me of Pigs in Space for whatever reason. But that's where I call the ship. Now, if I have all the pieces of the phone, there comes the ship, and I go back to that bullseye spot, and I get picked up, and we all live happily ever after. But first, I gotta put my damn phone together. Where's the question mark? You also get bonus points or whatever like that when you have Reese's Pieces left. Ah, there you go. Almost went right back in there. So we know where... Ugh. You think there'd be like some hazards or whatever like that, you know? Yes, the other screen where there are no pieces. No point in searching. Don't know why I did that. I have an answer, but it's my answer to a lot of things that I do is because I'm stupid. Okay, what I want to do is find the question mark. Where is the stupid question mark? Elliot? Eat. Ah. Up there. Ah. And look at that. It's starting to look like a telephone. Do I have all the pieces? I don't believe so. Don't believe so. Did I find it here? Yep, I found it here. So now, there really isn't much else to go, is there? I believe I do have my phone. Alright, so now we have to go back. Now we have to go back to finding that call area. It's a lot easier when you're not being picked up by doctors. It's a lot easier when you're not... I don't believe it was this one. It's not this one. It's the one over there. When you have all your crap being stolen. Yep. Okay, there's your countdown. Yeah. So now you're going to go up. You got to go find it. It's over here somewhere. It was. Did it move? This one was right here. Ah, there it is. It did move. Can you believe it? Okay. Now the good news is I still have all my pieces. And there it is. If you recall, it was up towards the top of the screen. Maybe that was the first game, now that I think about it. Regardless, I found it. Now I'm anxiously waiting for my mothership to come and get me. Oh, the excitement! The anxiety is building. There it is! There's a mothership! Come and whisk me away! And that's that. And there's your exciting conclusion. There's your happy ending with Elliot walking behind the house, in front of the house. And yes, you can still move E.T. and hear him walk, even though he's clearly not walking. There's that. We'll just let them sit there until the end of time. Again, it wasn't the worst game in the world. It certainly, you know, brought back a lot of memories just playing it right now of what I had to go through. And like I said, it's a whole lot, not a whole lot of words for it, I guess. I don't know. It could have been a lot worse. But considering the effort that they took to get you to know that the game is there, considering the effort that they took, you know, to get the rights, the media blitz that came out, and of course, the effort that it took to bury all those unsold games, and kept that, you know, secret for a long, long time, is absolutely incredible. That's my most disappointing game. And if you happen to think about it, there's a lot of worse games. I can tell you about a game for the PlayStation. It's called Beyond the Beyond. It was one of the first role-playing games. I was into role-playing games long before they became a mainstream thing. Before Final Fantasy VII. Because I had Super Nintendo and loved the Final Fantasies on that, and The Secret of Mana. And Phantasy Star, it's a series that was on the Master System and Sega Genesis. So, to play Beyond the Beyond, that was one of the first ones, and it was produced by Sony itself, if I'm not mistaken. I could not believe how disappointing it was. Every few steps I took, I was going in battle after battle, getting the crap kicked out of me. And then I find that I have certain things in my possessions that are cursed that I can't take off unless I go to a town to have them removed spiritually or whatever like that. And I couldn't get to town. Why? Because I was getting battle after battle being kicked to death, practically. So, disappointment, but you were looking forward to it. You were you got excited when you read about it. You got excited when you heard about it. And I was selling that stuff back in those days. I was actually really intrigued about Beyond and Beyond, and some people liked it. My brother thought it was pretty good. I just didn't. Final Fantasy VIII was a disappointment for me as the gameplay. Something of a story too. It's I think one of the magazine reviews that I read, I think it said that it's nothing like a love story without actually seeing the words "I love you" anywhere in the game. That's true. It got me there. We're going to wrap it up here, folks. It's been a good half hour, I think, about 32 minutes or so. I will see you next time on Saturday. We're going to do these around noon. Just a bit of a chat, maybe a little bit of gameplay. Ideas. What do you think? Your most disappointing game that you've ever purchased or received? Think about it. We're going to talk about some other stuff coming along in the next few weeks as well. Talk about your most prized possession as far as gaming, whether it be a system, whether it be a video game. Tell you a couple of mine. What system were you waiting for the most? What efforts did you take to get your system? You know, I remember when I was selling PlayStation and the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2. Got some stories about that I can share with you because I was on the retail side back in those days. We're going to wrap it up here. Folks, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to follow me, please be my guest. I will never say no. If you wish to contribute in any way with a subscription, a cheer, whatever, I'll take that too. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.